the fuck, you guys? What the fuck? How's it going? It's time for another live. So, you know the deal, right? If you're a dumb motherfucker, right? Or getting a little impatient, that's on me. But I ain't fucking Krishnamurti. I'm not gonna spend 87 fucking years doing this shit. You guys gotta step up. Stop just looking to be entertained. I will do that though. I'll fucking entertain you. Just check it out. So if you're fresh, if you're new, we do the Qigong standing meditation to begin, to open your mind to receive and open mind to transmit. So 3 breaths in the horse stance, hands in front of the navel, like you're hugging a tree, right? Shoulders down, chin down, spine as straight as possible. Don't flex the glutes. Third position. You guys, these videos are an opportunity for you to experience, right, the connection that you can establish. So the Qigong, right? It's a standing meditation. It's a physical meditation. Puts your mind inside your body, which opens it up to receive, or not to receive, just clears it of thoughts of the past, right? Because it's completely present. You have to be present to be keeping your body in the right position. And there is a correct position, although this shit works even if you just try. But you need to be able to understand the fucking instructions, which are in the bottom of the video list, right? And the whole purpose of these broadcasts is to crystallize a novel human exchange, meaning maybe it's not completely new, but it's actually our nature, right? So the exchange is where the value lies in living, right? The exchange between each other, and the fact that we are physical beings, right, makes this count, right? It counts because you got to eat, right? This is what makes this actual plane of existence, if you can call it a plane, right? Because it's a lower dimension, right? One less degree of freedom than the higher dimension of right above us, right? And you want to look at it as above, but really it's like right next to, or you can't really define which direction, right? It's all based, our reference point is right behind our eyes, right? So if you've done any kind of math to use in science, right, you understand that you have to have a reference point, a point at which you can make your measurement from, right? Otherwise, it's an arbitrary measurement. So you have to prepare, right, a coordinate system in order to measure the physical properties of something. You guys, don't break up with me. Right? It's you, not me. Fucking get over it. To always demand this perfect fucking delivery with like perfect confidence, right? That's con, right? That's confidence, con game. The confidence aspect is, if you measure it from a different reference point, for me, for example, like me demonstrating confidence about the what I'm saying, the message, right? Saying it in itself, right, is the reference point. You measure the courage it takes to do that, right? Which is to say that everything that we do is fake, right? It's on a false, it's in a false dimension, right? It's in like a little pocket dimension. It's meta, right? It's simulates creation on top of creation, it's forced separation from the rhythm of nature, right? That's what we are using. And when you're inside of it, it's impossible to fucking see the forest for the trees unless you can fucking place your awareness outside in a way, to see it happening, to see it as an average of our combined behaviors, right? To see it as a pattern that plays out, that is statistical. It seems heartless, but it is. But all of us outliers from day one have been railing against statistics because there's always these anomalies, right, in the data that lie outside the fucking bell curve. And right, there's always anomalies in the data. And so, being an outlier myself, a peripheral actor, always on the outside, you know, I was given the view, right, offered the view. But once having seen it now, then my energy is different about it completely, right? My energy is about, it's not I'm not playing the game with those fucking small rules, you know, which is the individual fucking self-preservation rules, you know. And in society, right, the preservation of self is the preservation of identity, right? Of your identity, how you see yourself, right? Inside the construct, inside society. And so, identity is self-reference, right? And so one cannot permit that. If one wants to see, right? Which is this definition of self based on comparison, you know, and competition, comp, right? So in society, right, this self-preservation is preservation of your identity, right? And so how do you do that, right? You're constantly fucking checking the definition of your identity relative to the surroundings, you know? And it's a never-ending fucking struggle. It's a never-ending prospect. And so we're all operating from that, you know, trying to stop the leak, right? But every time we stop one leak, another one springs up, right? And so it's like that's so we each of us are doing that individually, and we do that as on aggregate, on average, as a society, and we can see that in our attempts to stop the leaks, which I've explained this in this way before, it's like it seems innocent enough, right, to try to oppose a wrong, right, to do justice, right, for something that is occurring because the way the system is set up, right? And so you set it up, it's fucking a large number of people. You know, there's no other way to say it. It's like it doesn't work for a large portion of the people, right? And so in order to, you know, right this wrong, there's like some kind of adjustment that is made inside the false construct, right? Which is like human law, right? The, you know, law, man's law, right? And so if it's operating from the position of self-preservation, right, then certain laws will come into play, right? Because, you know, think about the Wild West, right? Well, there was no law, right? And so everyone was just murdering each other and taking their shit. I mean, that's probably a sensational fucking way to put it. You know, it's like, you know, Westerns and shit. But large, you know, actions for the taking of property, right, often involved this kind of foul play, in the past, and maybe a large portion of people didn't really feel the brunt of them, of the wrongdoing, right, that was done in the Old West, right, in the Wild West. But that just serves to illustrate the point that I'm making, which is that law is, what we consider necessary because we think of the opportunistic behavior of human beings. It's like whenever there's a way, right, an easy pathway to improved fucking material situation, right? And the easiness is just superior force, right? And so you just take it by force, and that's the assumption that will always occur. That is human nature, right? But it's exactly that behavior that allows an artificial rhythm to persist, right? So it's like you can say it's our nature, but you can also say that the whole reason that it fits, right? It actually drives the fucking artificial rhythm, right? To have severe injustice resulting in the loss of life, right? That's what keeps our society, our civilization going, is the resistance to that, right? And so that's the whole point that I make. And so this is review, and I'm sorry, or I'm just saying it in different ways so that I can say it finally, right, in a way that is like not contestable, right? So the truth is that which is and that which has occurred, right? And it's extremely difficult to know for sure, right? Exactly what has happened, considering the passage of time from the past to the present and into the future. It's difficult to really know, right? But through the apophatic approach of reasoning, you can say what it isn't, right? You can say what it isn't. And so this discussion that I am having, with you guys, and I just answer for you, because you guys don't talk, but this discussion is, right, to demonstrate, to use fucking logic, right, the cognitive aspect, right, to clearly negate certain viewpoints of the past, right, of our history and stuff, and to also, because those viewpoints would implicate a certain action, right, based on those opinions of a worldview, right, in the present. So, like, it's significant, definitely, what we think about the past, right, because it affects the way we respond in the present, right, in relationship with each other. And so this is what I have been talking about, right? If you're following still, fucking Jesus Christ, I have no idea. If you're following, right, the argument, the initial conditions of a pattern, right? The initial conditions of a pattern, right, indicate the way that the operators of the pattern, in the pattern, the participants, right, the individuals, determines, right, the way they relate to others, right? So this whole thing about self-preservation, right, that this is our nature, right, to preserve the individual, right, uh, at the expense of others, right? That's the idea, is that that is human nature, and that when an opportunity arises, and someone will always try to take it, right, in that way, which is violence, you know, and so it's the thought that that's who we are causes that to be who we are, you know, because we define ourselves relative to, you know, our surroundings, right? You can't really say, you know, as far as the logistics of being alive and being in a society in which we interact with each other and exchange with each other, um, that pressure, right, that atmospheric pressure, social pressure, right, pushing in on you, on your position, is what kind of defines where you are in space, you know, and not only in space, but in the structure of society. So you can't fucking get away from relationship. Um, you can't escape it. You can't say that there is any um, human existence without it, right? This relating, this exchange of energy and information, right, that we do as a race. um, so there is like you can, if with the proper viewpoint, you can hone in on our nature and realize that it isn't that, right? That that's not us, right? That pattern is created, right? Um, as an initial conditions, right, for relating to others. And so if we remove that from the initial conditions for relationship, right, which is that others are a threat, right? Others will take your portion of the diminishing supply, right? It's always competition, competition, competition. And so that doesn't even make sense, you know, to um, that's where we get this, right? So it's like, if we think that's who we are, then that's who we are, because it's a consensus belief. It's a consensus belief, right? So we do create our own reality in the mundane aspect of believing fucking a lie. Right? Because we've explained this before, our minds hold, right? Right. And since we're social creatures and we're self aware, right? Um, our minds are a place, is the landscape, right, for society, right? And it is, the landscape is created by all of these minds connected. You know, the minds are the nodes, you know, just like a computer network, really, um, the same, right? The minds are the nodes, and the exchange of energy and information are the lines between the nodes, and that's the human network. So making this realization, right, is that that is the body, right? Because we live through exchange. we have to understand that that exchange is the body of humanity. That's our civilization. That's our body, right? It's not a um, place in which to fight for dominance, right? Right. We can design the body instead of it being this ecosystem where individuals fight to get on top. We can make it into our body operates now as a unit. And so now we can step into the uh, galaxy, right? Let's make this fucking fun. Let's make fucking Earth awesome, right? All of these captains, right, that you see at the top of the world right now, you know, Musk and all the other motherfuckers, you know, they're just lifetime actors, right? You got to see that. You have to be able to fucking see that. Um, they're just playing a role, and most of everything is just fucking created for us to, you know, it's really an artificial fucking bullshit, right? Like I was saying, it's meta. It's already the metaverse, right? To call it meta now is silly, right? Now that there's a capability, right, to upload, to live inside of a digital construct. Right? We're already living in a construct in our minds, right? Because of consensus belief about what is. Right? So it's tiresome, you guys. Are you fucking there? Right? What the fuck, you guys? We have to do it together, I tell you what, right? We have to do it together. And so the courage that it takes to say that this whole thing that we have is bullshit, right? And that the criteria, right, for um, having a voice is that you fucking operate, you have a track record in this bullshit, right? Of this, you know, of meeting the criteria. And you can see how that's self-reference. And so you really are filtering down what you can get out of that system. And so there's a way to make it so that we can gather information, right, from each of the individual nodes, the minds of the collective, right? And we participate, we subscribe in this general use of hardware, right? In which we understand that it is our choice to use this technology as a fucking tool to increase our ability to exchange energy and information, right, as individuals. And so therefore increase the likelihood, right? Because what is exchange? We're moving forward, we're thinking, we're fucking coming up with shit, right? Right. We are increasing the likelihood of better solutions, right? By just maximizing the input. So to me, it's so clear and easy to see. Is that all you got to understand, right? Is that this way, this belief that we are, that everyone is out for number one, right? On this belief that everyone is a potential threat, right? That when it comes down to it, you know, like Squid Game, when it comes down to it, right? And our society is built in a way that we perceive status as life, right? And so it's always coming right down to it, life or death, even though it's just the only thing at risk is your fucking status, right? Your level in the hierarchy, your strata, right? So to recognize that actually, no, no one's a threat, and that everyone adds to the potential of the betterment of all, which is what our nature is. Our nature is not to fucking, win at the cost of another, right? Our nature is actually so that we all win, because the more people that are, that, right, everyone has something to offer, right? And so if it's something that is general, good for everyone, right? That's high value, and everyone has something to offer. I'm surprised. I must be getting shadow banned. But take a look at all the videos from the beginning. I'm just going to put them on the podcast, I decided. Because I wasn't able to get you guys to come over here, I don't think. Just use ad blocker, right? Come on. Ad blocker. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll switch platforms. It just seems like the only way through. The only way out is through. Right? We gotta fucking. This is how we fucking change, right? The thing is, you guys come here on purpose, not because the algorithm is showing it to you. That's how you break that shit. Decide to do it, right? Interact with me. Ask questions. Oh, you got no questions? Yeah. But the premise of this episode is that this is the truth. That the general consensus belief about our nature is a belief in a lie, right? Right? This separate thing, right? That we're all separate, right? That's a lie. So this is what I'm saying is the truth, right? That our true nature is to exchange, right? We're all built to fucking do it, right? And so we agree to create an infrastructure that permits us to exchange energy and information at the highest rate, right? Which is to permit everyone to participate, right? Maximum input, right? We use a technology, it's ours, right? No one owns it. No one fucking owns this technology because it only exists because of all the generations that it previously existed. So who owns all that shit, right? If you just think about that for a second, right? We're built to exchange, right? And so we're built to make shit, to manipulate our environment. We get to touch it, right? We get to touch it. That's the power that we have. We have the divine spark and we get to touch the environment. And the trick is to mold it in alignment with the rhythm of nature, right? And that's possible to do. Seemed pretty straightforward, actually. So the truth is that that's a lie, right? Our nature is not to be selfish, but actually to want to provide value to others, right? This exchange is how we live. So that's what we're all built to do. We let everyone do it, build an infrastructure to permit that to happen. We use the software, right, and the hardware, right, to redistribute the means of production, right? Right, we touch this world, we make things, right? So the means of production is us. It's not owned by anyone, right? So we redistribute the means of production, right? It's not owned by anyone, right? It's everyone's, right? And then the means of production can output what is required, right? In alignment with the rhythm of nature instead of this false rhythm, which is, based on the lie, right? That society is an ecosystem in which we all compete, right, to be the top of the food chain, and that's bullshit. That wastes half of our energy, right? And so our output is completely limited. You follow? So I think I said it pretty well this time. Yeah, that's it, right? So that's the objective, right? So how we switch over from this lie, this abomination, to a functioning fucking body of civilization, right? A highly functioning, right, body in alignment with the rhythm of nature, the rhythm of the cosmos, the rhythm of the universe, right? Isn't that fucking right? Are you with me? Any of y'all? Are you with me? Okay, stay tuned. Always stay tuned. Tuned up, high vibes. Train, do the training, do the Qigong every day. And we'll see you guys. Love.